Hello. Solving equations of polynomials of the second degree using the discriminant delta. Of course, you have seen this before. First of all, let's write the rules of delta. Before applying the example, we know that if we have a trinomial or a polynomial of the second degree, this means a polynomial of the form ax squared plus bx plus c. If you want to find the roots of this polynomial by putting it equals to 0, then we can use the discriminant delta. Delta is a real number, which is equal to b squared minus 4a times c. And as it real number, this means delta has 3 cases. What are these? If delta is positive, then we have, or the polynomial admits, then let's say this equation is called E. Then E admits what? Two distinct real roots. What are these roots? They are x1 equals minus b minus radical delta over 2a, and x2 is equal to minus b plus radical delta over 2a. What happens now if delta is negative? If delta is negative, then E has no what? Then E has no real roots. So in other case, as we said, if delta is negative, then E has no real roots. Now what happens in case delta is equal to 0? We say E admits two equal roots. Instead of two distinct roots, we say it admits two equal real roots. Or we can, instead of saying two equal real roots, we can say one double. So what's the meaning of admitting one double root? It means two equal roots. Distinct شو يعني؟ distinct يعني رقمين مختلفين. إذا ما كانوا مختلفين شو بيكونوا؟ بيكونوا equal. إذا كانوا two equal roots, we say one double real root. This double real root is the same as these roots x1 and x2, but they become equal. ليش؟ لأنه if you replace delta by 0, we get x equal x naught, let's say minus b over 2a. So we have to memorize these rules. Okay. Now let's apply on this. First, here we have to find, we have to find the roots of this one. X squared plus 10x plus 21 equal to 0 using what? Using delta. So first of all, we say delta is b squared minus 4ac, which is equal to what? Let's first of all specify a is the coefficient of x squared, b is the coefficient of x, and c is the constant of the polynomial. So here we get b squared minus 4. Sorry. So it's b squared minus 4 into a into c. We get 16 as an answer, which is positive. In case of positive delta, we have two distinct real roots. What are these roots? The first one is x1 equals minus b minus radical delta over 2a, and the second is minus b minus, no, it's plus radical delta over 2a. The answer here, minus b is minus 10, minus radical delta is 4, 2 times a is 2, so the answer is minus 7. And here we get minus 10 plus 4 over 2, which is minus 6 over 2, that is minus 3. These are the roots of the expression. Now you have to take care and be aware that we can factorize the expression using the roots. That is, تتذكروا لما عملنا factorize using competing squares، هنا هنتعلم factorize بطريقة تاني. إذا أنا عندي الروتس للبولينوميال و according لرول كتير مهمة من grade 10 which indicates that if alpha is a root، يعني from grade 10 بتقول if alpha is a root of a polynomial p of x, then x and negative alpha, x minus alpha, is a factor or is a divisor of p of x. That is يعني بحكي تاني p of x هي x minus alpha ضرب something. Okay, فإذا alpha هي root, then x minus alpha is a factor. And then نرجع back to our example. إذا عنا minus 7 is a root, this means that x plus 7 يعني عكس الإشارة. okay, لأنه نحن ما نقول x minus 7 it becomes x plus 7 is a factor. وكمان x plus 3 is another factor. خلصوا factors. This is the polynomial. This is the factorization of the polynomial. بس you have to add something. شو هو؟ نطلع على الكوفيشنت على A and we put it outside. هلا إذا ال A equal 1 there is no need نحطها لأنه ال 1 ما بتختلف، بس إذا كان غير 1 ساعتها بدنا نحطها. بيختلف ساعتها السؤال أو الجواب عفوا. Okay, so this is the factorized form of this one. Let's take another example. Okay, here what do we have? Also, we have to use delta to find the roots of this expression. First of all, let's precise A. A is 5. B is minus 6. C is 1. Now delta is B squared minus 4AC. It's B squared, which is minus 6 squared minus 4 into A into C. We get 36 minus 20 also is 16, which is positive. As in case we have positive delta, we say we have two distinct real roots. What are these roots? The first one is minus b minus radical delta over 2a. The second one is minus b plus radical delta over 2a. Okay, minus b, pay attention here. B is minus 6. However, minus b becomes 6. So minus b is 6 minus radical delta, which is 4 over 2 times a, 2 times 5. The answer here is 2 over 10. If we simplify it, we get 1 over 5. And here we get 6 plus 4 over 10, which is 10 over 10 equals to 1. Now we have the roots, the two roots. If we want to factorize this one, we know that if alpha is a root, then x minus alpha is a factor. So here we get x minus 1 over 5, x minus the other root, which is 1, and we have to multiply by a outside. Now, إذا بدنا نكتبها بطريقة أفضل, we expand, we multiply 5 by this factor, we get 5x minus 1 into x minus 1. This is the final factorized form. So here we are solving and then factorizing. Another example, minus 3x squared plus 2x plus 21. A is minus 3, B is 2, C is 21. What is delta? B squared minus 4AC. That is 2 squared minus, pay attention for A now. Here we have 4 into A, which is minus 3 into 21. Here we get 4 plus 12 times 21, which is 252. And so the answer is 256, which is positive. What does this mean? This means that we have two distinct or different real roots. What are these roots? We know that the first root is minus b minus radical delta over 2a, and the other one is minus b plus radical delta over 2a. Now minus b is minus 2 minus radical delta, which is 16 over 2 times a, 2 into minus 3. Here is the same, but it's a plus. There we get minus 18 over minus 6, which is 3. And here we get 14 over minus 6. We can simplify by 2. We get minus 7 over 3. Now these are the roots. If the question is solved, then the answer ends here. However, if we need to factorize this one, we say that the factors are x minus the first root, x minus the second root, which is negative, so it becomes x plus 7 over 3, and we multiply outside by a, which is minus 3. Now it's better to multiply this minus 3 by the second factor in order to remove the fraction. We get x minus 3 into minus 3x plus 7. This is the final answer of the factorization. Pay attention. هرجع عيد حبيباتي بس شو يعني how to factorize if we have two roots, يعني if delta is positive, okay, if delta is positive, this means the factorized form becomes like this: a into x minus the first root, x minus the second root. Now what happens if delta is negative? If delta is negative, ما في factorized form. However, if delta, okay, if delta is equal to 0, then if delta is negative, no factorized form. If delta now equal to 0, okay, now let's solve this one using delta. Also b squared minus 4c, we get delta equal to 0. This means we have one double real root, which is minus b over 2a. Minus 4 over 2 times 4, it's minus half. If we want to factorize this, the rule is like this: x minus, which becomes plus half. Because we have two equal roots, we have two equal factors, x plus half twice. So we get x plus half square, and we multiply by a outside. Finally, solve using the discriminant delta, x squared plus x plus 3. Also in the same way, we get here delta is negative. We say no real roots. Please take this as homework for the next time, and thank you for listening.